Hello everyone, today in this video we'll be discussing the fifth module of 21CIV14 and mainly we have two topics which is kinetics and kinematics. Okay, so let me tell you the basic difference between kinetics and kinematics. In kinetics we are just dealing with the forces acting upon an object and what motion it causes. Okay, the second in kinematics we are not dealing with the forces but just with the change in the position of the object, means just the motion. Okay, means these forces are involved, in here forces are not involved. Okay, so these are the two main topics. You have to learn the basic definitions and the formulas and the numericals under each of these topic. Okay. Okay, so that's all what is there in the fifth module. So let's get started with the fifth module, and before starting, if you like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, so let's get started with the first topic. Means there are some important terms which I'll be discussing briefly, and you have to write in your own words in the exam. Okay, so what are the terms are like what is dynamics? This deals with the means the change in the position of the body of an object. Okay, that is known as dynamics. Kinematics, it deals with the motion of an object. Kinetics involves the forces which are acting on an object causing it to be change, means the change in the position of an object. Rectilinear motion is the straight motion, means motion in a straight line. Curvilinear motion is the motion in a circular manner. Displacement is the shortest distance between 2 points. Distance travel is the total distance travel. Like for example, if this is 1 point, this 1 point, this is known as distance travel, this is known as displacement. Speed is the distance travel by time taken. Velocity is the displacement by time taken. Average velocity is the total means total displacement by total time. Acceleration is the change in the velocity per unit time. Uniform acceleration is the uniform means not changing acceleration or constant acceleration. Variable acceleration is the changing acceleration. Instantaneous velocity means the velocity at that particular moment of time, that is denoted by d, means it is instantaneous velocity, right? So ds by dt. Okay, and the Newton's laws of motion, three laws, we already know what are the three laws. The first is the inertia, which means if a body is moving it will keep on moving. If a body is in stop position it will be in stop position unless an external force is acted upon. That is the first law. Second law is the means F is equal to ma, that is the second law. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. Force is directly proportional to the acceleration. And the last one, which is every force, every action has an equal reaction. Okay, so these are three Newton's laws of motion, and if we denote in the formula form, it will be like this: a is equal to v minus u by t, the change in the velocity by time, that is known as acceleration. So the value of v is, we will get as v is equal to u plus at. Also distance traveled is equal to u plus v by 2 into t, right? This is the total velocity into time. Velocity into time will give us the distance. So s is equal to u plus at by 2. This I got by this one. Substitute the value of v as u plus at and you will get this equation. Simplifying, what we get is s is equal to ut plus half at square. Also t is equal to v minus u by a, by the equation v is equal to u plus at. Just substitute the value of t here. So what we get is this equation here, substituting the value of t in this equation. So when it's simplified, we'll get 2as is equal to v square minus u square. These are the three most used formulas for in the displacements, means the questions like velocity and the displacement and all. So remember these three equations. Okay. And what is acceleration due to gravity? Like in a free falling body object, like what is the speed at which it is increasing its speed? That's nothing but the acceleration due to gravity. Its value is 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, so these are some of the basic concepts you need to know, and let's see how the questions could be. So I have not written the whole question. The main point of these questions are like this: a car moving here at the initial speed of 4 meter per second. It travels for 5 seconds and its final velocity is 6.5 meter per second. All we have to do is find out a and find out how much distance it traveled. How to find out a? V minus u by t will give us a. And how to find out s? S is nothing but dt plus half at square. All the values we have, just substitute those values to get the final answer here. Second, bullet with the initial speed to 300 millisecond. Let me explain what happens. A bullet is coming from here at the speed of 300 meter per second and hits a wooden rock here. Okay, it hits a wood here and it stops at a distance of 0.5 meter inside the wood. Okay, then what is the means what we have to find out? If it hits a 0.25 meter thickness, what then find out its final velocity, that you have to find out. Okay, so since it's 0.5, it stopped till the end, but if it's 0.25 with some velocity, it will come out, right? What's that velocity? We have to find out. So what thing you can observe from here is u is equal to 300 meter per second, because initial velocity was 300, right? Final velocity it stopped, so it is 0. V is equal to 0, and the distance traveled is equal to s is equal to 0.5 meter. By 2as is equal to v square minus u square, we can find out the deceleration. By using the deceleration value, we can substitute that value in the equation, if it has to travel 0.25 meter, how much it will be. Then again we'll be substituting the same value here, 0.25 meter, in this equation to find out what is the v value. So v value, we will get it as 212.132 meter per second. Okay, so if it is 0.5 meter 0.25 meter thick, then the bullet will come at 300 meter per second, and it will come out from the other end at 212.132 meter per second. Okay. Moving on, we have the next topic, which is non-uniform motion of a body. In non-uniform motion of the body, we have to integrate the values, right? Because it's not uniform, we just cannot apply a single formula, because sometimes it's like this and like this and like this. All you have to do is find out the area under the curve. For that, we need integration. So you can expect this type of question. A particle starting from a rest moves in a straight line whose equation of the motion is given by s is equal to 5t cube minus 3t square plus 6. So the value of s is given as this one. Find the displacement, velocity and acceleration. Three things you have to find out: displacement, velocity and acceleration of the particle after 5 seconds. So how to find out the displacement? Time is given, just substitute the value of time, you'll get s. What is v? V is nothing but change in the displacement by change in the time. So all you have to do is differentiate this equation, substitute the value of t, find out v. Again differentiate dv by dt, you will get acceleration, right? What answer you will get after differentiation? Differentiating this one, differentiate that again to get the value of a, that is acceleration. Again substitute the value of t in the a, you will get the answer for the acceleration as well, right? So you'll get the displacement here, just substituting the value of t as 5, then differentiate this equation, and what answer you get here? Substitute the value of t as 5. One answer you'll get here, that is the velocity. Again differentiate this equation here, you'll get this answer. Substitute the value of t, that's the answer for acceleration. Okay, so these are the type of the questions you could expect on the topic non-uniform motion of a body. Okay. The next one is the curvilinear motion of the particles. Here three definitions are important. Angular displacement. Angular displacement is nothing but what is the theta of the angle. Like for example, if a body is moving in this direction, the angular displacement is nothing but initial angle minus final angle. This is the angular displacement. Okay. Angular velocity, or how much speed it's moving in the angular direction. Angular acceleration, with how much speed it is changing its speed, that is the known as angular acceleration. Okay, three formulas are there for each of these. You can go to the official notes, in that you'll get. Okay, so the formulas, everything are same of the linear displacement only, but here just the thing is that angular velocity, angular acceleration, those terms will be there. Okay, so for example, if a body is rotating with initial velocity of u as 6 radians per second, final velocity is 15 radian per second, and t is given as 5, you only tell me what is the acceleration. Very simple, u minus v by t, that's it. Do u minus v by t, you'll get this answer, a. Answer for a. Okay. In the same way, you have a wheel rotating at a frequency of 20 rotations per minute, and for the time 70 seconds it's rotating, and it rotates 50 times. Okay, this is the speed of the rotation, this is the time it's rotating, and this how many times it rotated. Okay, find out angular velocity and time to reach 110 rotation per minute. Okay, so this is the formula. Naught is equal to 2 pi n by 60. So n value is given to us at 20 rpm, so this value which we get is n naught value. Okay, for each second how much rotations it's happening. Okay, it is rotation per minute, so we have to find out how much rotation per second, so divided by 60. Okay, so for 50 rotations it is means for one rotation it is this much, for 50 it will be this value into 50, right? Also theta is equal to, this is nothing but s is equal to ut plus half at square. Here instead of s it is theta because angular displacement, and ut plus half at square. This is the value of w naught, we have already found out the value of w naught. Substitute the value, multiply into with t is given as 70 seconds, and here also substitute those values in the same way, and this is known as total angular displacement 100 pi, we found out in the previous equation. So just substituting all these values, will get the value of alpha, which is 0.068 radians per second square. Okay, so just the formulas are same, just slight practice is sufficient to solve these type of questions as well. Okay, Next we have projectiles. What does projectile means? It means like this type of motion of the body, okay, under the means the force of gravity, okay. This type of means the motion is known as projectile motion, okay. Here also some formulas are there, like the range formula, time of flight, the maximum distance traveled, and the maximum height traveled, okay. So let's first understand how the questions can be asked and how to approach those questions, okay. So there's a plane going here at the speed of 120 km per hour in this direction, and it bombs means it targets a bomb, okay. It throws a bomb in this direction, okay. So this 1200 meter, and we have to find out after how much distance it will go and hit in the ground. That is the distance which you have to calculate, okay. Observe carefully. In projectile motion there will be two components for each point. For example, for this point there will be vertical means speed and a horizontal speed, okay. The square root of both of these, that will give us the original speed, okay. This is v, and this is velocity in the horizontal direction, vh, okay. So two things you have to keep in mind. So initially velocity from the up, v is equal to 0. Why is v 0? Because just consider the bomb is coming in this direction from here till here, okay. Just consider the vertical thing, what's happening. Bomb is coming from here till here. When it's here, the velocity v is equal to 0, isn't it? And how much distance it traveled? This is the vertical distance, 1200 meter it traveled. And by using this formula, s is equal to ut plus half gt square. G is the acceleration due to gravity. T value will get as 15.64 seconds. Means it took 15.64 seconds to come from this point to this point. Obviously in the same time only it traveled from here also till here. So the time traveled is means same, t is equal to 15.64. That is the time traveled from here till here. Time traveled we got, one thing we got, okay. Next, what is the thing which we need? Horizontal velocity we know. See, vertical velocity is 0 because bomb was here, but horizontal velocity is same as that of plane because bomb and plane are going in the same spot, right? So initial velocity will be u, which will be equal to 120 km per hour. U also we got, and the distance travel s also we got, and what else do we need is yeah, if we get these two things, we can find out easily what is the horizontal distance by speed into time, right? Speed we have, time we have. Speed into time will give us the horizontal distance, 521.33 meter, okay. And it's not just that we need to find out the horizontal means distance traveled. Also in the question it was asked like what is the vertical velocity final, means bomb started from here at 0 velocity and it will reach here at some point, right? Means with some velocity, right? Final velocity. That final velocity we have to find out, okay. So let's see how to find out that velocity, okay. So to find out the vertical velocity, v is equal to u plus gt. Easily we can do. U value we know it is 0, g also value we know, t value found out. Substitute those values, you will get the final v value, okay. Also we got the vh value, we have the vh value and the vv value. To find out the real v value, we will be finding out the square root of addition of these two, okay. So we'll get the v real value also, okay. This is the v velocity at which it hits, okay. Means this is the vertical, horizontal, and this is the original value, like what value it's hitting, that we are trying to find out, okay. That's the value of 157.01 meter per second. So these are the important formulas which I was trying to tell you, like t is equal to 2 u sin theta by g, r max is equal to u square by g, and r is equal to u square sin 2 theta by g. H max is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. H max is nothing but, if this is a projectile motion, this is H max, R max is this one, and T is equal to this one, means how much time it took. So here's the question. Particle is projected at an angle of 50 degree with horizontal. So theta value is how much? 50 degree, and the range is 6000 meter. R is given. Find velocity of the projection, maximum height. So R is equal to u square sin 2 theta by g, and by that easily we can get the value of u, which is 244. Maximum height value also, just substitute the things which are given to us and find out the answer. You'll get the max height also, okay. So that's a pretty simple one. Then here's the important principle which you need to know before appearing for an exam, and that is D. Almlert's principle. So here the principle states that the resultant of the external forces and the kinetic reaction acting on a body is equal to 0, okay. Means suppose that if a ball is going in this direction, at that time if you kick it with some force, the external forces acting in this direction, which is the frictional force as well as the air force, that is equal, okay. That's all what is mentioned in the Almlert's principle, okay. So just practice a few more questions in each of these topics, and that will be sufficient for your module 5, okay. So that's all for this module, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.